Hi, I'm Crystal Bella. It's me. So it's been nearly a month since I posted a video because I've had a lot of work going on in my house. I've got a new kitchen that's going in. It's still currently going in. It's a slow process, but it's been being done by my brother, so we're doing it nice and slowly because it's obviously being done when he's not working, whereas normally it gets done kind of within a week or two. This has been about a month and a half now that it's been going on. A lot has happened to me since then. I've been having like a really rough time. Back in November, October, I've been having a lot of issues with my doctor's surgery. They keep on not renewing my prescription, and my prescription is for my depression and anxiety and things like that, and when they don't renew my prescriptions it means I run out, and sometimes I go a whole week without any medication whatsoever, and then I'm going straight back to being on medication, so I'm back on my full dose. And then a month and a half later I'm without again, and that's been happening every single time since October. So every month and a half I keep going without. And back in September I was thinking, do you know what, I'm ready to come off this medication now. I've been on it for 6 years. I don't want to be on it anymore. I feel like I'm much stronger than I was. I used to be very fragile. I mean, being dyspraxic, we take things very literally. And, you know, I was having a tough time back when I was, started taking them through uni. It was difficult for me then. And even though I keep going without, I still feel relatively stable when I'm on them, but when I'm not on them and going back on them, it's so difficult. At one point, I was made redundant on New Year's Eve by email, and then a month later I got a job, and I was very close to quitting that new job because I wasn't coping very well and I was having issues with myself and kind of within that role, but that was a people issue which has been dealt with now, and I'm actually doing really well in that job. But not having the medication properly and being moderated properly has been difficult. I've been begging for counselling for years, but the only thing I've been offered is the free over the phone service, which isn't good for me. I've tried it before. I've even tried the texting service, which I've paid for myself, which is like £60 a month, and that didn't work out for me. My doctors have massively neglected my health, and sometimes they have really nasty, sarky comments, and I don't think that they really believe in mental health, which is quite common, unfortunately. I don't sleep because of my medication, so the reason I started taking medication in the first place is because I was struggling to sleep, and they said that if I fixed my mood I'd be able to sleep, but recently found out from online medical studies that this medication actually stops you from sleeping, so I'll get on average like 2 to 3 hours, sometimes a bit more sleep a night. So my mental health has gotten worse because I'm not sleeping, and that's why I've been on it for over 6 years. And one time I was told that I should drink more coffee, and that was a massive slap in the face because I also have severe anxiety, and anyone with anxiety knows that they shouldn't go anywhere near caffeine. There was also a time when I was working in retail that I couldn't leave my house. I'd be on my doorstep crying, and when I told my doctor about that, he told me that I should just get on with it. And they've said some really nasty things before that I've never really known how to deal with, because you trust a doctor, you believe that they know the right thing. But actually they've just been really nasty, and I don't know how to deal with that because now it's getting worse. They're not renewing my prescriptions, they're not giving me the right amount. So the last time I went to go pick up my prescription was, again, I'd been without for a week, and when I went to go get it, it was wrong. They didn't give me the right amount, and I had a full-blown panic attack in front of the lady who was working behind the pharmacy. She was quite young, and she didn't know what to do, and I just kind of sat there trying not to cry my eyes out and passing out, because if I get too overwhelmed with panic attacks I pass out, and if I do that then I shouldn't drive home. But anyone who knows, when you're having a panic attack it feels worse than being drunk. You're not really there, so I probably shouldn't have driven anyway, but I had no other way of getting home, so I did. So yeah, I've been really struggling recently, and I want to share this with you guys because we're like a family here, and it's not just a case of kind of viewer, YouTuber, you know, we share things, and I think it's important that we do that. You always share your emotional times with me, and I feel it's only fair that I share mine with you. I always like to be as open as possible with you guys because you're always open with me, and I think it's really important because I want you to share as much as necessary with me, because the reason I started this channel is because it was a form of like self-counselling, like a diary, so that I could speak my emotions and it would make me feel better after. So I already feel better now just by physically talking about it, and I know that even if you're only typing it to someone, you know that someone's going to read it, and you know it feels like you've spoken about it, and so you feel better. And I do read all of the comments. I can't always respond to them because I'm not always in the best frame of mind, or I'm always busy because I do the charity work and my full-time job. So I always do my best to respond, but please don't be upset and think that I'm ignoring you if I don't. I'm uncertain on kind of where to go from here in terms of my medical help. I basically told them that I felt that I was being mistreated and neglected, and instead of them owning up to their issues, they said that I should go to a different surgery if I don't like it there, which I think is really bad, because it's not just a case of I don't like it, it's they've neglected my kind of medical needs, and they've been rude to me and they've offended me in many different ways. But that's something for me to deal with. If any of you have dealt with that before and you know the right way to do it, then please do let me know. I would really appreciate that. Once I've managed to kind of fix this issue, then, you know, I'll be updating you and letting you guys know, because I know I'm not the only person who's dealt with this. And as soon as my kitchen's done, I'd like to do a few cooking videos, because I know a lot of you struggle with that kind of timing and planning, and you know, self-organisation is difficult in the kitchen, and I will be having a new lovely kitchen, so I won't be embarrassed to show you my wooden falling apart kitchen that I had before. A lot of you have requested videos on relationships, and I'd actually quite like to do a collaboration video with some other YouTubers on that. So if you have any suggestions of people that I should speak to about doing collaborations with, then let me know. I'm trying my best to keep up with YouTubers because I stopped watching YouTube a while ago, and I'm trying to pick back up again, and there's loads of people that have like popped up that I haven't heard of before. But do always leave video suggestions down below, because sometimes I don't know what to do. I just end up rambling in the video. I hope me opening up to you guys is helpful, and I hope it's not just, you know, me rambling. It's, you know, educational, makes you feel better, because we all have days that aren't great, and it's only human, and it's okay to not be okay, which I've said for years now, like my first videos and me saying that. This is a long one, but I think it needed to be. Okay, bye bye, bye bye, bye.